and great. Welcome you all, wonderful Shrotas, chosen to listen to the Upanishad every day. It's a great delight to have you, and I'm sure through this study, our understanding is becoming clearer and stronger day by day. What goal we have to achieve, what sadhana we have to do, where lies the fulfillment of life. Welcome, friends. Continue it. That's only submission and suggestion. May the divine to bless us in the continuation of these interactions on the Shastras Upanishads. We'll try today to go through Shwethshwathara Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Mandukya, Tulsi Ramayana, again Gita, evening Yoga Vasishta Maharamayana, then Dhanyashtakam, Skanda Purana, as well as Adi Shankara Bhashyam Parayana on Taittiriya Upanishad. So many occasions, so many opportunities giving to ourselves to tune to the truth of the reality. Welcome you all for all these activities. Friends, the 13 Vyaktitwas to be strengthened within ourselves with our due efforts are the Loka Sevaka Vyaktitvam, Dharmastabhaka, Viragi, Bhakta and Shishya, Mumukshu and Jignasu, Shrota and Sadhaka, Parishrami and Prerita, Prashantagambhira and Sanskrita Bhasha Jnata Vyakarana Sahita. The six sources to bless us: Shruti Mata, Guru Gana, Devata Gana, Jagan Mata, Ishvara, Parabrahma Tattva. Welcome you all, friends. We are studying nowadays Sri Krishna Yajurvediya Shwethshwathara Upanishad. So, in that, the first chapter we have gone through up to the 12th mantra. Very clearly, the mantra said only that Advaita Brahman has to be realized all the time in one's own self as the self. Other than that, nothing worthy of even knowing it also, seeing it also, even becoming aware of it also. Nata param veditavyam hi kinchit. And then precisely the sadhana also indicated that the entire world of samsara projected on the realities of the nature of this triputi of bhokta, bhogya, prerita. So either see in and through them Brahman or reject them and see the Brahman. This is the entire sadhana to be done. Sarvam proktam trividham brahmam etatu. So substantiating it, all the Puranas, what they spoke, what sadhana they said, that also we were seeing, especially in the yesterday's class, the Kavashaya Gita guidance, Vishnu Purana guidance, which was so simple, direct. We have seen them. These Shastras have to be repeatedly studied. The knowledge has to be retained, contemplated, digested, and one has to live up to this knowledge for getting the result. And now, in this very Upanishad, beautifully following the custom and tradition of all other Upanishads, here the Rishi, Shwethashvatara Rishiji, in today's mantras 13, 14, he will tell us to take the alambana of the pranava for variety of upasanas and sadhanas to be able to go inside, to reach out to the self inside. So the Siddhanta, when it was told, sadhana also we expect. And the preparations for the sadhana also, it is always good if the teacher teaches us. So the teacher, Shwethshwathara Rishi, is not hesitant in his responsibilities, duties voluntarily taken up. Therefore, as it is in all other Upanishads, other Shastras, here also he is telling to take the alambana support of Eka Akshara Brahma Pranava Omkara. So, what to do, how to do, we will be studying today. Then the cares to be taken regarding our Vyavahara so that they add to our sadhana, not become an obstacle to our sadhana. Those things also will be told in next 15th mantra and then, 13, 14, 15th mantra, 14th, 15th, 16 mantras. Thus, this chapter gives a full, complete, beautiful picture of entire Adhyatmic Avagahana, Sadhana, Anubhuti. Anubhuti comes when we do sadhana. Before doing the study of this, our prarthana and sankalpa for 3-4 minutes to universalize our these interactions that the entire universal beings tuned to the truth reality to come out of their own limited individualities and the suffocations which they are going through and creating the same to the fellow beings and the total. That's the purpose of our spending those 3 minutes in the chanting as well as doing sankalpa. Before that, like every day, today's common sense thought, short and very quick, is 3 points only. One is today's common sense thought, 3 points. First one, very simple, direct. All the worldly lower emotions, lower attachments, lower fears, lower anxieties should be eliminated, conquered by the higher wisdom. Lower attachments, lower emotions, lower fears, lower anxieties have to be eliminated, conquered by the higher wisdom. The higher wisdom is what we are every day listening through all our classes. But we have to retain that wisdom, use that. Our lower attachments, emotions to the things, to the beings, to the world, to the outer happenings, to outer experiences, to whatever the things that are happening. We need not have as a spiritual seeker. With the higher wisdom of their ephemerality, etc., which we have logically and which we have already with the Shastra authority. N number of times we have heard, it's a time for us to utilize that gained wisdom in freeing ourselves from the encumbrances, from the sufferings of the lower attachments and emotions. No need. We can rise above. We can try. We need not totally get lost in that quicksand of worldliness, especially when we are given a chance to study Shastra, etc. First point is this. Second is, let us replace our lower worldly goals with the higher spiritual goals consciously. Lower worldly goals have to be replaced by the higher spiritual goals. And what are the higher and spiritual goals? We are already studying in Shastra. And what are the lower worldly goals? Why they are lower? Why, even though when they are achieved, it is as good as not achieving only. They're all fruitless, meaningless, pithless, and not the givers of fulfillment. All those things also are the ones which we are listening through all our Shastras from good period of time, but the time has come now to replace our the lower worldly goals with the higher spiritual goals. Like Gita, we are studying Arjuna came with the lower worldly goal of I have to win the war and get the Rajya for me. That is, he was having the Rajya for himself called as Artha Purushartha, and then he wants to happily enjoy it called as the Kama Purushartha. They were his goals. Now, when he came to the Yuddha and situations, surrender to the Guru Lord, and the Lord took the chance and then did the Pratibodhana, Udbodhana to Arjuna. What is the entire Udbodhana, Pratibodhana, education of the Lord to Arjuna is only to lift shift his convictions from the lower goal of the Arthakama into the higher goal of Dharma Moksha. The Duryodhanadi were in the lower goal of Arthakama. For that, they are ready to sacrifice every dharma. Therefore, instead of moksha, not only they were bound, but they were eliminated also. So, like that, in every of the cases, you can see wherever the people have evolved to become Mahatmas, Maharshis, Siddha Purushas, Jnanis, Mukta Purushas. The basic thing was they have consciously changed their goals from the worldly to spiritual, of course, after sufficiently going through the worldly goals and understanding their limitations, sufficiently going through the scriptural study and understanding the goal higher and its glory. Therefore, they are no more having the goal lower, they are the higher goal. In the same way, be conscious at this very moment. Do you have those guts backed by the wisdom which you have already given? We have gained the guts to change our goals from everything worldly to only spiritual, isn't it? That step we have to take, that bold step we have to take of decision from within. Nobody forces us. Our wisdom only empowers us or gives a chance to shift our goal. Nothing of the world, only the ultimate, the truth. Only after the third point, therefore, all our pursuits hereon, you know, only for this higher goal achievement, not for anything outer. We are no more now winning the people or defeating the people, winning the world or defeating the world, gaining the world or indulging in the world. They were all there when we had world as the goal, not Paramatma. Now for us, the world is not the goal, Paramatma is the goal. Then every moment, every day, consciously, all our pursuits, all our doings, all our actions, all our activities, all of them must be oriented to that decided, chosen goal. Unambiguously, undoubtedly, convincingly. And to have all this, why we have to give up the lower attachments, emotions of the worldly, and why we have to not have the outer world as the goals, therefore, why we should not pursue them. Then, how the higher wisdom should eliminate us, eliminate from us these lower emotions, and how and why we have to have the higher goal, therefore, how to pursue it. All this is a subject matter of all the satsangas, all the shastras, which we are listening a little more attentively, alertly. When we listen, of course, with the maturity that we get it by God's Guru's grace, then these pictures become clear to us. Then there's no ambiguity. I am here as human being, I don't know how long I live, but all my day schedule, my plannings are only towards the ultimate. Can we reach to that level of strong decision? It's like anybody. The uneducated want to get educated. The unemployed want to get employed. A person with no talents wants to talents. He got some maturity कि ऐसा बिना टैलेंट का जी के क्या फ़ायदा, बिना नौकरी का जी के क्या फ़ायदा, बिना एजुकेशन का जी के फ़ायदा क्या है. तो the one in whom this light has lit or got awakened inside, he is taking up. So too, how can I be all alone? Let me have friends. How can I be in poverty? Let me have the money. How can we have a lower level? Why can't I have the powers? In this way, every individual, whoever thought like that, pursued, then got it. But all of that is worldly. Same thing we are doing, but with spirituality. That no lower emotions, attachments, but higher devotions. No more the worldly arthakama as the goals, only the moksha is the goal. Therefore, outer worldly activities are no more the pursuits. Sarvadharman parityajya. Only the pursuit is of that highest, of that excellence. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. How consciously this transformation happening in us indicates our maturity. Yeah, while trying to do so, as we just now said, the various fears, inhibitions, emotions, doubts, questions, they all arise. But for all of those questions, doubts, answers are only the Shastra. Shastras are the living testimonials of great saints who were like us only at one point of their life, but inspired by their earlier generations and the Shastras, they changed their goals from the worldly to spiritual. They changed their pursuit from the worldly to spiritual, and they experienced the evolution, experienced the ultimate. Therefore, they pen down all their things for our sake. We also have to have faith in them, change ourselves, pursue the highest, reach out and give our own testimonials to the next generation in written form or vocally or in demonstration, whatever the way it's possible. But first of all, let us now shudder or shake and away, remove all those inhibitions, fears that I can't live without the lower ones and I cannot live with the higher ones. No. Slowly you have to come out of those inner, whatever you call weaknesses, inner hesitations, कुछ भी कहते हैं, वो है हमारे पास कि इसके बिना नहीं रह सकता हूँ, इसके साथ नहीं रह सकता हूँ. तो उसको चेंज करना है. मुझे इसके बिना रहना भी है, वर्ल्डलीनेस, इसके साथ रहना भी है, स्पिरिचुअल. And only in that mode, we have to keep on working and excelling spiritually. And what are the various spiritual things that contain, we all know. The sadhana aspects and the states of evolution aspects. And the final state of evolution is the Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. For the sake of that Anubhuti, keeping on evolving ourselves in our inner identities, and for that, whatever to be done, the things to be given up, things to be taken up, all that put together is called as Adhyatmic Sadhana. So, these three things with the higher wisdom cut asunder the lower attachment, fears, inhibitions, emotions. Then change the worldly pursuits, worldly goals, ambitions. From that, come to the goal of the higher spiritual only. Then the goal, when it is spiritual, our pursuits also with all wisdom, with all beautiful planning, with all our commitments, with all our the loving approach, with all that inner confidence, optimism, positivity. The thank God, the positive higher goal has clicked to me. Now I'm convinced to reach it out. Now there were doubts, hesitations, all of them have gone away. I'm Pakka. Now I am doing those sadhanas to reach out to that goal. Isn't it? The Berozgar, when he joins that Rozgari, even it's a small laborer work, But that first week of him, I was depending on somebody for my money and getting all the abuses. Now I earn my daily livelihood. See the confidence in him. See that joy in him, self respect. It's a beginning. In that way, he can build himself to such a great level of achievements. In the same way, we also will feel. So far, we were lost in the Arthakama by our own choice, out of our own ignorance. Now we got the wisdom given to us by the Gurus, which we have very well respectfully received. With that, now our goals are higher and we are pursuing that higher one. Thank God we started traveling. We continue traveling. And then whole day, the variety of the japas, the tapas, the upasanas, all of them fully we are involved in with total attention, awareness, conscious application. Can we be into that mood, spiritual, completely, just like we were in the mood of worldliness completely earlier or till yesterday? You know, never the gods remembered, only the worldly people remembered. Can we replace it? Never the upasana services done to the Lord, only to the worldliness it is done. Never the self is tried to recognized or identified with. Only the not self was taken as self. Never the positive spiritual values were known and practiced. Only those values which were making us worldly, we were valuing. Can we change it? No guru in the life we had, only laghus we had who were misguiding us in being worldly. Can we shift from that to this? There is no Bhagavan Nama continuously being chanted. Only something or the other thoughts were being murmured and muttered uncontrollably. Can we now consciously enjoy Bhagavan Nama? They go like this. Can we shift our total paradigm, or if you call it so, your own orientation from being worldly to spiritual? Or how long we wait for it? Who will come and tell us? What else will they tell us other than this? Who can make a start for us? These are all still the delusions, still the ignorances, still the weaknesses. That some convenient day will come, somebody will come and do some jadoo chadi, that something will happen. ऐसा नहीं होता. No guru, no God other than guiding does anything for us forcefully from themselves, from their side. That's not. Nobody opens up the bud, zabardasti say. They water it, they give sunlight, they allow it to get blossomed from inside. In the same way, never wait for anyone to open the bud within of ours. We have to slowly through these type of contemplations have to open up the buds and blossom. First of all, to be a fully acknowledged, accepted spiritual seeker. Secondly, then the fragrance of seeking, sadhanas, all of them fully gushing out from us, resulting in the fruit of the joy of bliss and beatitude of being one with the self. So these three things today, think about it. They are more than common sense thoughts, very, very spiritual thoughts only. Om, Om, Om. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भवयेव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत्परम्परादीनां पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्तिविश्वाध्याय एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् सनातनधर्म संस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं स सर्वेषां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मन्दिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्यक्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापना उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च तेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठा मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा अभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा मातापितृदेशधर्म सनातनधर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्रीकृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ मेणम् chant from 6th to 10th mantra of the third chapter. ॐ अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः ॐ यामिषुं गिरिशन्तहस्ते विवर्षस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरु माहिगंसीः पुरुषं जगतो ततः परं ब्रह्म परं बृहन्तं यथा निकायं सर्वभूतेषु गूढं विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारम् ईशं तं ज्ञात्वा अमृता भवन्ति वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेव विदित्वातिमृत्युमेति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय यस्मात् परं नापरमस्ति किञ्चित् यस्मान्नाणीयो न ज्यायोऽस्ति कश्चित् वृक्ष इव स्तब्धो दिवि तिष्ठत्येकः तेनेदं पूर्णं पुरुषेण सर्वं ततो यदुत्तरतरं तदरूपमनामयम् य एतद्विदुरमृताः ते भवन्ते अथेतरे दुःखमेवापि यन्ति। ॐ नित्यानन्दनिराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतन्नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ द्वादशो मन्त्रः ॐ एतद्ज्ञेयं नित्यमेवात्मसंस्थं नातः परं वेदितव्यं हि किञ्चित् भोक्ता भोग्यं प्रेरितारं च मत्वा सर्वं प्रोक्तं त्रिविधं ब्रह्ममेतत् Hope we have done the justice of studying this mantra with Bhashya to our full satisfaction. Now it's only a beginning. The main thing is how each of these sentences are fully understood, digested, accepted, because in that only all the base is there, all the pillars are there, isn't it? On this only built up is the subsequent anything that's being talked or done. Etad gneyam, this alone has to be known. Nityam, always. Atma samstam. The Brahman in our own self alone has to be realized and abided in permanently. Nityam. Anything other than that is the colossal delusion only it is. Reality alone is real. All other is projection. Therefore, it is not real, that's why it is na veditavyam. Na atat param veditavyam hi kinchit. Did we understand the consequence of this understanding? The second line. There is nothing other than Paramatma existing at all. Therefore, how can one feel the worthiness in that to know and also the worthiness in that to obtain? These are the highest, deepest level of ignorance, delusions, which we are carrying from many, many lives, that there is something other than the reality which can be known, which can be desired for, which can be pursued. That's the biggest blunder in which we are continuously living. परमात्मा के अलावा और कुछ है, उसको हम जान सकते हैं, उसे पाना चाहिए. यही भयानक सबसे बड़ा अज्ञान जनित मोह है. That is what is being tried to be eliminated by the Shruti Mata Shwethshwathara Rishi in this mantra. Did we understand it in that way? And what is that? The Veditavyam, which we should not know. That which Veditavyam, which we should not know, but we are knowing it. And we are valuing it. And we are giving it reality. And we are pursuing it. What is it which the Shruti Mata recommends us not to know about, not to pursue, is the third line. Bhokta, Bhogya, Prerita. They are not even to be dreamt about because they are unreal. The knowing of these three, pursuing of these three is eternally hiding the truth, the reality from our cognition, pursuit, and experience. Spashta. Only the Brahman has to be known in the self, nothing other than it. Other than that is the Bhokta, Bhogya, Prerita. These are the ones not to be pursued. Then what to do? Sarvam Proktam Trividham Brahmametad. That Sarvam Proktam Trividham Brahmametad is technically in Vedantic language called as Anvaya Vyatireka Sadhana. Anvaya Vyatireka Sadhana. The Anvaya Padhati, what is done? In this Bhokta, Bhogya, Prerita, who is there as substratum you observe. When we will see in and its out, in and every aspect of it, in nook and corner, that Satchidananda Brahman alone is there. Therefore, what is Anvita in this so-called Bhokta, Bhogya, Prerita is Brahman only. Anvita means utter, that alone permeated. So, what is permeated in the ornament? Gold only at every nook and corner. Anvita in that. Now, in the gold, are there ornaments? No. Then this is called as Vyatireka of the gold. So, sorry, Vyatireka of the ornaments. By the Anvaya Paddhati, with ornament, the gold is seen. By the Vyatireka Paddhati, Gold alone is seen in that the ornament, jitna bhi dhondo, it is not found. By these two paddhatis, that substrat of the gold, which alone is reality, alone is received or understood. So, in the Bhokta Bhogya Prerita, through the Anvaya Paddhati, reach to the Brahman and look into the Brahman. In him, is there the Srishti of Bhokta Bhogya Prerita? Impossible, because he is such a sublime self, cannot be modified, cannot be a creator, cannot be a cause for it to have the effect of these three. It was all in delusion, not in reality. In this knowledge, Vyatireka is happening. Of what? These three in which we were bound. सर्वम प्रोक्तम त्रिविधम ब्रह्म में तत्. ये जो तीनों चीजें बातें बार बार आपके द्वारा बात किए जा रहे हैं, इन दैट थ्रू अन्वय व्यतिरेक पद्धति सी ओनली द ब्रह्मन, लाइक यू saw in the चतुश्लोकी भागवतम, that beautiful one line. I will not tell all the four slokas, that one line. Anvaya Vyatirekabhyam Yat Syat Sarvatra Sarvada. By the Paddhati of Anvaya and Vyatireka, discover that alone which is always there and in everything there. Sarvatra and Sarvada. सर्वत्र हर जगह पे, सर्वदा हमेशा जो है उसी को आप देखो अन्वय व्यतिरेक पद्धति से. Isn't it? Look into the pot. What is the pot? Anvitavitu, the mud alone. So we have reached through Anvaya, the mud. Now in the mud, can there be any pot? No, no possibility at all. Therefore, in the mud, the Vyatirekata of the pot. Therefore, through Anvaya and Vyatireka, yet sayat sarvatra sarvada. That which is there, whether it is in the lump form, or it is in the pot form, or in the gamla form, that's always mud alone. Reject to accept or give reality to the pots for any reason. Use it, okay, but don't give reality. That conviction that I am rejecting the pot while using the pot because I have realized the mud, which is always the mud, is called Vedanta. While using the pot, exactly what we studied yesterday in our Yoga Vasishta. What Bhagavan Vasishta was saying as a result of the study of this Yoga Vasishta Maharamayana. Remember that? Sthita eva, the prapancha, the aham and jagat, drashta, drushya, pishacha will no more have its effect of troubling us. Sthita eva. Examples he gave of the manorajya or from the swapna when we wake up. We are seeing the swapna, remembering swapna, but we know it is not real. We remember our dream, but we know it is not real. But when we were in the dream, we were taking it as real. So when we never studied Yoga Vasma Ramayana, for us, the Aham and Jagat was real. When we study Yoga Vasma Ramayana and know the truth, still we see the Aham and Jagat, but not as real. Here also, Sarvam Proktam is Trividam. And that Sarvam Proktam Trividam, which is Bhokta Bhogya Prerita, is Brahma Metat. That is Brahman only. Realize the substrat of the Brahman and play with the superimposed. Don't give reality to the superimposed to such an extent that the reality infinite is forgotten or devalued. And this we try to make it real. Then that's the cause of all problems. Then that was the mantra we've seen with all the variety of quotations, etc. Digestible mantra to be caught, the nerve of that mantra, and to be retained. Like that, every mantra is equally important, it is little more. And this has to be contemplated. Okay, that Brahman which is being seen by me as Bhokta, Bhogya, Prerita has to be realized by me by rejecting this Bhokta, Bhogya, Prerata. So let me do that pursuit. And first of all, see the reality, the substratum behind these three. उसके बाद फिर देखते हैं इसी में आकर खेलना है तो खेलेंगे. भोक्ता भोग. So that I am the bhokta, this is the bhogya vastu for me. That wrong concepts, notions are removed. Imagine one day, everything whatever we have around is offered to the Lord. So for no bhogya vastu of mine. And whatever offered to the Lord, after that, for my survival, whatever is minimum required, I took it. So where is the bhokta in me? Isn't it? I take it as prasadam for my survival. So bhokta, bhogya is gone. That's a concept only. Then who are you? I am that Brahma Metat. That prerita is required for the bhokta, bhogya to offer. Because that from the prerita, the Ishvara, the conditional Brahman with the Maya as the conditioning, is the one from whom the bhogya, the entire world of matter has come. And bhokta, I, the jiva, came by identifying with a set of matter, panchakoshas. तो ईश्वर से है हम पंचकोश के रूप में, ईश्वर से ही आए हुए पंचकोश से तादात्म्य होकर हम जीव बन रहे. तो ये जीव भाव, the panchakoshas, we just give it back to the ईश्वर, isn't it? And who are you? I am Brahman. है ना? सविशेषण सोपाधिक जीव भाव is offered to सविशेषण सोपाधिक ईश्वर. Who are you? निर्विशेष निरुपाधिक ब्रह्म, सर्वव्यापक ब्रह्म. Then all they are only proofs later on to say. Nirvishesha Nirupadika is best way to understand. In other words, it was seen yesterday, Aparoksha and Pratyak. Aparoksha, which doesn't need any upadhis to know. Pratyak, which cannot be objectified. Aparoksha Anubhuti of the Pratyak Atma. Technical words, huh? Try to feel the meaning of Aparoksha Anubhuti. Experience without medium. Paroksha nahi, aparoksha anubhuti. Of whom Pratyagatma, which is Pratyagatma means which is not objectifiable self. All the upadhis we take as self, the Annamaya, Pranamaya, but they are easily objectifiable. They are objects only. I know my sharira, I know my prana, I know my mind, I know my intellect. They're all known, they're all drushya. But this Pratyagatma is not objectifiable. And it doesn't need any upadhi or media to know. It is a subjective experience. And then the subtlety of this will be revealed to us as we pursue it slowly. इसमें का जो संशय है एकाध और चले जाते हैं, हम लगातार इस विचारणा करते रहते हैं तो. And we are doing that only. Some more days, the clarity will come. Done. Now Bhagavan takes up the subject. Rishi, the Shwethshwathara Rishi, the Alamban of the Omkara, to reach to that Brahman. Siddhanta to suna humne, but that doesn't mean that we are qualified for reaching it. We have to become qualified. And whenever we have to become qualified, we need some alambana and support. So the tried and tested alambana of the Omkara is given to us. अब मैं क्यों नया देके कंफ्यूज करूँ आपको कि उपनिषद में उन्होंने वो कहा, इसमें ये वो कह रहे हैं, तो वो करूँ मैं ये करूँ. I don't want to confuse you. I want to make it easier only. Because what I am telling in this Upanishad is same truth. Then why will not I take the same alambana given in my earlier Upanishad, in other earlier Upanishad? So Shwethashwathara Rishi is not creating any new alambana to confuse us. Existing alambana Omkara only. So, Idanim, I am reading the Sambandha Bhashya which we have seen yesterday. Idanim Omiti Etena Eva Aksharena Param Purusham Abhidyayita. This is a quotation. Three quotations are given and saying because of these references in this Upanishad also, this Rishi also is giving the Om Alambana for the pursuit of the Brahman. So one by one quotation is so sublime, so beautiful. We will understand them. We also will see the other quotations and we relaxedly try to understand maximum. So, Om iti etena eva aksharena param purusham avidhyayita. Om Omkara Pranava Om iti full stop. No other thing is required. Etena eva aksharena. By this Om Akshara. Akshara has two meanings. Syllable. Akshara means imperishable. So Om is an imperishable syllable. Imperishability can be applied only to the Brahman. Therefore, Om is nothing but Brahman. Om iti etena eva aksharena. With this imperishable Brahman's name Omkara, Alambana Omkara, Pratika Omkara, Swarupa Omkara. What do we have to do? Om iti etena eva aksharena param purusham avidhyayita. This is a quotation said by that Guru in that Upanishad to that disciple. Param purusham avidhyayita. With this alambana of the Omkara, the Param Purusha ध्यान करते करते परम पुरुष तक जाकर पहुंचकर इस ओम आलम्बन को छोड़कर उस परम पुरुष मैं हूं, इट इज मी, jump into that experience. The easiest explanation example one can give, very good it is. Ki, you all know that one of the very good sports or famous sport, the sport of pole vault. You know, with the pole as the support, that person running, vaults himself. What language I don't know it is. ऐसे दौड़ के पोल को नीचे लगाएगा जी, will go up and there is a bar, the rod or that wooden thing. इसके पार जाएगा वो और जाने के टाइम this pole has to be dropped. While vaulting, if you don't drop the pole, it is a fault. So Om is the alambana. ये अक्षर के द्वारा you just vault up to that and go beyond even the Om and drop the Om. That's the meaning of this shloka. Om iti etene aksharena param purusham abhidhyayit. We'll see as much as possible. Even if it takes 6 days, 7 days, 10 days, 5 days, we will go through all details as much as we can. But we are seeing today the Sambandha Bhashya. So, Omiti etena eva aksharena param purusham abhidhyayit. And that eva kara means etena eva aksharena means kevala omkara matra se is said by the Shruti Mata Guru, but we have to receive it. We have to accept it. Like the Rama Guru tells us Ram ji ko hi pakdo. So when he says Ram ji ko hi pakdo, it is we who have to get convinced that Ram ji ko hi pakadna chahiye. In our mind, again Krishna ko pakadenge, Shiv ji ko pakadenge, Mata Rani ko pakadenge. Those confusions we should avoid. Yeah? All are Brahman, but for pursuing, we have to hold on to one, no? इसलिए एव शब्द का इंपॉर्टेंस. By saying that eva word, we are told and we are also advised that no other akshara you need hold. And the doubt in mind, instead of om, why not boom, why not dham, why not dream? Any akshara when you hold, we are again asking a question. Therefore, there is no end to it. So put an end. To put an end, why do you begin a question at all? When the Om Alambana is given in the beginning by the Gurus authentically, which is traditionally going on right from the beginning. Isn't it? इसलिए ओम इति एतेनेव आलम्बनेन परम पुरुषो अभिध्यायेत. Okay. And why the Om? What are the three syllables of the Om? Why the Om alone is selected? All of that we are going to see. We'll take the help of Mandukyadi Upanishads to question and get the answers. Is next to two mantras. In that details we'll study. है ना? So Shankara Bhagavan also, while before explaining this mantra, in the Sambandha Bhashya, he says, in this Upanishad, why Om is given as an alambana? Because already in all other earlier Upanishads, Om is given an alambana. Whoever have took the Om alambana, they all have reached out. Therefore, it is full proof. It is perfect. So, Omiti etad aksharam. ओमिति एतेन एव अक्षरेण परम पुरुषम अभिध्यायेत. ओमिति एतेन एव अक्षरेण परम पुरुषम अभिध्यायेत. Somebody says, no, I want to do Rama, I want to Krishna. Will not I realize Brahman with that? Are you'll realize. Do hold one. Don't get confused again. You understood? They are all Pauranika Nama. This is a Vedic Nama, Omkar. Like Tulsidas ji tells us, no? कि शिव जी ने सारे शास्त्रों को पढ़ के उनमें से राम दो अक्षरों को खींचकर he gave that तारक मंत्र. He gives in that Balakand में he tells the arrival of Rama mantra brought by Bhagavan Shiva. All that is symbol only to say that Rama Nama is sacred. Hold on to. Before that, the Lord, the Upanishadic rishis, for them, the Om. And Om का सबसे important authority है the one who created the world, the Brahmadeva. है ना? When he was created from the Nami Kamala of Paramatma, when he was thinking about the Lord, that Om alone is revealed to him. Omkarashchata Shabdascha Dvaveva Brahmana Pura Kantam Bhitva Veniriyato Tasmat Mangalika Ubhav. From his throat, Om mantra came. Kantam Bhitva Veniriyato. Om and Atha. That's why these two are Mangalika Shabda. Many more things we will discuss slowly. So first finish the quotations, then study the mantra, then see the meaning, then again see the Bhashya, then in the summary, all other Upanishads, what said about Omkara, we will discuss till single-pointedly, doubtlessly, we get convinced about the Omkara Alambana for our sadhana. You and I, the listeners, speakers here. Because we have to come to some concluding and some conclusion we have to arrive at. टेक होम पॉइंट तो होना चाहिए ना हमको. अब अगर गुरु कहते जा रहे हैं, हम सुनते जा रहे हैं, अब किसी चीज को अभी पकड़ा ही नहीं है तो बढ़ेंगे कैसे आगे? है ना? Mechanically is talking, equally mechanically listening. Nowhere we held anything. Is like a window shopping. Then nothing is bought. One quotation in Omiti eteneva aksharena param purusham abhidyayita. With the support and help of the Omkara Akshara, the Param Purusha should be meditated upon. अभिध्यायिता is not an order. अच्छी बात है अगर आप अध्ययन करोगे ओमकार के आलम्बन से. कोटेशन है. और कैसा वो सब देखेंगे हम. राइट. सेकंड कोटेशन. ओम इति आत्मानं युञ्जीता. सी. ओम इति आत्मानं युञ्जीता. With the Om Ucharana, with the Om Pranava, with the Om Akshara, with Om Brahma, as support, Yunjita Atmanam. See the clarity in that? We are all lost in an Atma. We have to gather ourselves, pull us ourselves from away from the Anatma Tadatma. For that, the Omkara helps us. That's what the entire Mandukya Upanishad talked about. We will see it. मांडुक्य कथा ये दोनों बताएंगे. कल पूरा उसी पे लगाएंगे. ओमिति आत्मानं युञ्जीत. We are lost in an Atma. So pull yourself away from an Atma with the support of the Omkara. Right? Then with the Omkara only, you tune to the Atman. How do you tune to the Atman, Omkara? Yeah, Omkara is an object. Whose object? Always object. Focus your attention on the subject. Who is uttering the word Omkara? Object. See, same thing is done with Rama Nama, Krishna Nama. But they're all Pauranic. When we are studying Upanishad, why come down to lower level? You think Rama and Krishna, the Rama Nama leads to Rama Rupa, then the Rama Leela, then Rama Bhakti. All that is only samsara again. कृष्ण को याद रखोगे तो सारा कृष्ण अवतार कृष्ण कथाएं आ जाते हैं. They're all saguna. We are trying for nirguna. When you do the same उच्चारण of the ओमकारा, all these ओम के पीछे ओम कोई अवतार नहीं है, ओम आकर किसी का वध राक्षसों का नहीं किया, ये सारे कहानियां नामक मानसिक कृत्या नहीं होते हैं ओमकार. That's why Om is highest alambana. And then no name of Lord Krishna or Rama also is complete without Om. Om Ramaya Nama, Om Krishnaya Nama. Om you say Rama Krishna not required. But for the one who is not able to do on Om, Om Ramaya Krishnaya Karo, धीरे धीरे इसका give up Rama and Krishna and go to the Om. Give up the Om, go to the Atman. Rise the Atman to the Brahman level. And Atman is Brahman alone. So Omiti एतेनेव अक्षरेण परम ब्रह्म अभिध्यायित ओमिति आत्मानं यंजीत. We have seen third one. What is param purusha अभिध्यायित? The third, ओमिति आत्मानं ध्यायित. ओम के आलम्बन लेकर अपने अंदर के आत्मा का ध्यान करो. Om is the pranava, right? Iti shrutehe, in this way and so many places. Pada Shruti Mata, by the Shruti Mata, Shrutehe, Atmanam Anvishya. First, Siddhanta Rupena, Sachidananda Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Ananta Brahma, having established it intellectually. After that, Atmanam Anvishya, Para Abhidhyane, to reach to the Para Vastu, Paramatma, in the Anubhava, through the Dhyana. Para Abhidhyane, Pranavasya, Niyamat. प्रणव का आलंबन का नियम, condition, rule, as a sadhana has been given so far. Therefore, niyamad abhidhyana angatvena. The final abhidhyana is of the Atma. But before we go to the final abhidhyana of the Atma, as an anga for it, as a helping aid for us, pranavam darshayati. The Shruti Mata is telling us to take the support of pranava. So Pranava Dhyana is the Anga for the Atma Dhyana. What Pranava Dhyana does is pulls us, our Dhyana, away from any other Dhyana. Which is other? Bhokta Bhogya Prerita. तो भोक्ता भोग्य प्रेरित से अपने दृष्टि को हटाने के लिए ओम का ध्यान. वही ओम के ध्यान से आत्मा का ध्यान. आत्मा का ध्यान करते करते ओम also we give up. And in that dhyana of the Atman, Atman is not an object of dhyana, no. Therefore, the dhyana prakriya dissolves. Then the experience happens that that which I am trying to meditate is me only. जिसको मैं ध्यान कर रहा हूँ वो मैं ही हूँ. So उसमें ध्यातृ ध्यान दोनों डिजल्व हो जाते हैं. ध्येय में वावशिष्यते. I experience myself with the ध्येय Atma. So that will happen when we reach to that level. So, Omkara ka alamban, in how many ways it has to be taken will be our study tomorrow. Along with using the Katha Upanishad, using the Mandukya Upanishad. Right? Before that, today we will chant the mantra, what is said here, see the meaning of it. These 2 days, tomorrow, day after, we'll ponder over this. Also to fully explain and understand these 2 mantras, number 13 and 14. 32 mantra we are chanting now. वह्नेर्यथा योनिगतस्य मूर्तिः न दृश्यते नैव च लिङ्गनाशः स भूय एवेन्धनयो निगृह्यः तद्वो भयं वै प्रणवेन देहे. वह्नेर्यथा योनिगतस्य मूर्तिः न दृश्यते नैव च लिङ्गनाशः स भूय एवेन्धनयो निगृह्यः तद्वो भयं वै प्रणवेन देहे. So he is giving an example. Vahnehe yatha yonigatasya vahnehe. So the firewood is said to be the yoni for the fire. That's why it's called firewood. So firewood is a yoni. So yonigatasya vahnehe, the fire which is there within the its yoni called as firewood, lakdi, na murtihi, na drushyate. Murti is not seen. Every firewood has the fire, but it is not seen. Because it is not seen, do you mean to say it has totally disappeared from its unmanifest presence? No. That's called as naivacha linganasha. लिंग रूपेण सूक्ष्म रूपेण है, उसका नाश नहीं हुआ, लेकिन मूर्ति रूप में, स्थूल रूप में the fire is not seen in its yoni called as lakdi. But sabhuya saha means that vahni, fire bhuya again, eva indhana yoni gruhyaha. So indhana yoni gruhyaha means when a proper process is done, then from that subtle unmanifest state, it comes to manifest that we see the fire, we see the effect of that fire, that it burns the ahutis which we offer. In the same way, tad iva, tadva means tad iva, like that, ubhayam vai, the Brahman who is there but unmanifest, like the fire is there but unmanifest, is made to manifest and show his result of experience and moksha with the help of pranava. So tadva ubhayam vai pranavena dehe. Dehe means while we are alive. Dehe, when we are in this body, isme rehte hue hi, with the help of the pranava, the unmanifest Brahman, which is the Agni Sthaniya, can be manifest means experienced. You know, like I do experience myself now? No. Like, is the fire seen in the firewood now? No, no. But does it mean that fire is not there in the wood? No. That is mean the self is not there in me? No. Then how the fire is manifested in the wood? Through the process of churning. So to within us, the fire of Brahman is manifested means experienced by using the Omkara Alambana. That's the meaning of this shloka. So Vahnehe yatha yonigatasya मूर्ति न दृश्यते नैव च लिंगनाशः, उसका फॉर्म नहीं दिखता, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो सूक्ष्म रूप में भी नहीं है वो, बट सएव सब क्या सबभूयः एव ईंधन योनि गृह्यः, when the churning is done of the fire, it is seen. Tat eva, in the same way, ubhayam vai pranavena dehe. With the help of the pranava, we will realize it in its subtle form and we will experience it as our own self. What? The Brahman. How? With the help of the Omkar. तो ओंकार हमारा अनमैनिफेस्ट अनएक्सपीरियंस्ड आत्मन को एक्सपीरियंस दिलाने वाला, कराने वाला आलंबन है. That is the meaning of this. Then each of the word, its explanation. What exactly the sadhana to be done with the help of the homkara to realize the self. This is what will be our discussion for 1 or 2 days. देखो कितना हम पकड़ सकते हैं, और जितना भी पकड़े ना पकड़ो, अनुभव तो साधना करने से होता है. Luckily, from the time we started our Upanishad classes, maybe from the beginning or शायद मांडुक्य के टाइम से, every day we are chanting Omkara without any concentration, etc. Okay, but at least 18 to 20 times. So it will benefit us when we take the Omkara Alambana. Otherwise, in our Upasana Japa, बहुत बहुत उसका फायदा होगा. Slowly you have to rise to the Pranava level, drop all of that. From the Pranava also, we have to reach to the Mahavakya level. Through the Mahavakya into the deep contemplation. In the contemplation, for first few days struggle to reject the Anatma through Vyatirekata. Thereafter, even that effort we don't do. Only the struggle of identifying with the Atman. After some time, even that struggle to identify with the Atman goes away, because what is the struggle required? I'm already that. See the yesterday Yoga Vasist. क्या बढ़िया श्लोक था. To pluck a flower or a very tender leaf, micro minimum effort is required. To realize the self, even that effort is not required. In today's shloka, I'll tell that you have to move the limbs of your hands, etc., to pluck that flower. To realize Brahman, even that is not required. But just to do the nirodha of the chitta, that is enough. You are Brahman. He will tell us today that mantra we are going to study. So these other levels. ठीक है जी. सो प्रणव के आधार से बाकी सबसे हमारा अटेंशन ले आते हैं अपने पास. देन प्रणव के ही आधार से we'll attend to the self. Then we drop the pranava. Then we realize the self. Pole vault exam. Take the pole vault, run with it, then use it, go above and go the other side while dropping the pranava, the pole vault, pole from this side. Again, in the beginning, that pole is very heavy. I have to carry it. The Om is very heavy. I have to carry it. Thereafter, the Om alone will help me. The pole alone will help me to go up. When I go up, go other side. Now, pole is not required. Om is not required. You just merge into the Brahmanamurti. The Brahmanamurti is beyond Om, beyond everything. It is Nirvishesha Nirakara jab kaha hai. The Om also is Savishesha Sakara only. That is Ashabdam Asparsham Arupam. Om is a Shabdam. So beyond Om is Paratma. So यो वेद आदौ स्वरप्रोक्तः वेद अन्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः. That is Omkar. But tasya prakriti लीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वर. When that Om is also merged in its source, that which remains, that is called Maheshwara, the supreme reality, the Paramatma, the Brahman. क्लियर जी. तो और भी अच्छी तरह सिस्टमेटिकली हम डिस्कस करेंगे कल भी परसों भी. बिकॉज दो मंत्र है वो ओंकार का आलम्बन बताने. सो ओम इट्स 3 syllables. ऑल ऑफ दैट टेक नेल्प मांडुक्यादि कल हम पढ़ेंगे. थैंक यू. ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. ओम तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. See you tomorrow. Join in 5 minutes for Gita.